British exploration in Africa spans several centuries and is marked by a complex history of discovery, colonization, and exploitation. The exploration can be divided into different periods, each characterized by specific motivations and outcomes. Early exploration 15th–18th centuries. British interest in Africa began with the search for trade routes to Asia. Explorers like John Locke and Richard Chancellor sought a northwest passage to Asia, but ended up exploring the coast of West Africa. During this period, British involvement was mainly in coastal regions, driven by trade in gold, ivory, and later slaves. 19th century exploration. The 19th century saw increased exploration, fueled by a combination of economic, scientific, and imperialistic motives. Explorers like Mungo Park and Hugh Clapperton ventured into the interior, mapping rivers and discovering new territories. The exploration was closely tied to the abolition of the transatlantic slave trade and the desire to find alternative commercial opportunities. Missionary and humanitarian exploration. In the mid-19th century, missionary and humanitarian motives gained prominence. David Livingstone, a Scottish missionary, explored the central and southern regions of Africa with the goal of ending the slave trade and promoting Christianity. His encounters with Henry Morton Stanley, a journalist, resulted in famous expeditions. Scramble for Africa. Late 19th century. The late 19th century witnessed intense European competition for African territories, known as the Scramble for Africa. The Berlin Conference 1884–1885 formalized the division of African territories among European powers, including the British. Cecil Rhodes played a significant role in British expansion, particularly in southern Africa, where the discovery of diamonds and gold increased imperial interests. Colonial rule and infrastructure development. British exploration transitioned into colonial administration. Regions like Nigeria, Kenya, and Sudan came under British control. The exploration focus shifted to resource extraction, establishing administrative structures, and building infrastructure such as railways and telecommunication networks. World Wars and post-independence. The impact of World Wars I and II influenced the decline of the British Empire. Post-World War II, African nations sought independence. British explorers and administrators played roles in the transition. And by the mid-20th century, many African nations gained independence. Legacy and challenges. The legacy of British exploration in Africa is complex. While there were advancements in mapping, scientific knowledge, and infrastructure, the colonial legacy left lasting socio-economic and political challenges. Borders drawn during the colonial era often disregarded ethnic and cultural divisions, contributing to contemporary geopolitical issues. In summary, British exploration in Africa evolved from early trade interests to imperialistic endeavors, missionary work,